I can wait. And so you give them a 6 months out. And nobody waits that long for engineering.
I know.
So it's
Cool to see.
It's all good, I guess, but I just
It is.
too much HR stuff going on.
It is.
Then you saw the list of the guys who have our
We
people.
hired 15 people since the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Pandemic. We
Yeah.
started dealing with about 6 interns each summer.
It's exactly booming the way you
It's
just.
working.
Yeah.
How about you? Swamped?
Very busy.
Okay, we can come to order. I think this is the Washington Area Highway Transportation Committee meeting. It is Monday, June 24th, 2024. Gina?
Craig Miller.
Here.
Ed Fisher. Stephen O'Connor.
Here.
Ray Frankenberg.
Here.
Bob Ingeman. Bill Stratman.
Here.
Mayor Hagedorn.
Here.
Joe Hopmeyer.
Here.
Sandy Lucy.
Here.
L.B. Eckelkamp.
Here.
Bill Miller. Tim Brinker. Mike Coulter. Jeff Niemeyer. Charles Stankovic. Darren Lamb.
Very good. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I All right, thank you all for coming. This is the summer doldrums, or so, what do we call it? Everybody's got lots going on. We want to welcome Aaron Griesheimer. Aaron, there he is. He's our new Industrial Development Director now. Boy, you got some good shoes to fill, and we're anxious for you to fill them. So, anyway, welcome. Jeff's here, Jeff Niemeyer. Good, Jeff. Commissioner Gildhouse, good to see you guys. Moving on, approval of the minutes. Everybody had a chance to read them. There's a lot in the minutes, I gotta tell you. I read through them and I said, wow, did we talk about that, all that stuff?
Yes, you did.
Yes, and you had to type it, didn't you? And you had to-
Thanks, Gina.
Thanks, Gina. I don't know how you do it. Anyway. You know, if you haven't read it, it probably is a good time. You can probably read it anytime in the next 6 months and it'll be similar and it'll come back to you what we did. But lots of stuff in there, lots of information was relayed and conversations about what's going on and how to maybe handle some of this stuff. So basically, I'm gonna just assume that everybody has read them and save them for future reference because it's got kind of a history book of what we're trying to do. First item on the agenda then is the Amtrak. Craig, anything?
I don't have anything really new today. I've got an upcoming MORCPAC meeting August 7th, so hopefully get some more data information there. Other than that, I think most of the budget items they were looking for were in the budget and moving along as they kind of anticipate, so all things pretty smooth sailing there.
So it looks like ridership is continuing pretty strong
Yeah,
in Washington.
yeah, I haven't had new real ridership data, but yes, everything seems to be.
I think it appears to be,
on that.
yeah. All right. Any comments, questions regarding Amtrak? Hearing none. Missouri River Access Flood Mitigation. Where do we want to start? Anybody? There you go. There you go.
I got a update from the Corps the other week. They're a little behind schedule, but they got the base model done, so now they're going to work on getting the causeway, the levee, the other options that they're looking at in there. And then they said by September, October, they should have everything kind of ready for us to review and start looking at. So
Will they keep you in touch? As
yeah, they
one
got
along?
monthly meetings
Good.
now set up with us to
Good.
kind of go over things and where they're at.
Because this, this document, the one that we passed out, I think, last month, they indicate causeway in a couple of different places. We thought maybe it was a misnomer to keep using causeway, but they're using causeway.
Yeah, they're gonna look at both options.
Yeah.
That way we kind of know, hey, what both look like and if one's better than the other. And
Very good.
stuff
So
like
you've got a contact there with the people who are doing it.
Yep. Yep,
Good,
exactly.
good.
And this is the core, you said?
The Corps, yep.
Very good, very good. That's a start. Anxious to hear what they come up with and, yeah. Okay, Highway 47 Corridor Committee. Jim, anything new on your,
The corridor committee did not meet, so there's nothing to report on that. There's really no other update.
How do you see that, Jim? Just, if you don't mind, come up to the, there was a comment about Gina couldn't, the recordings weren't very loud. Maybe it's because we're not using the microphone system. So anyway, give us an update on that, if there is any.
The only update I have is that MoDOT is studying the entire project from Washington to St. Clair, and that, from what I understand, the study is supposed to be completed by the end of the year, and they will evaluate what needs to be done. The funding has gone back to East-West Gateway that was originally earmarked for the expressway and roundabout project. And it's up to the board of East-West Gateway to determine what they do with that funding.
When you say returned, what do you,
The money the federal money that was earmarked for the roundabout and the expressway.
okay.
The $6-point-odd million. But that's yet to be determined exactly what happens with that.
So is there any meetings going on, or how do you just stop in midstream when you've got a major project on either end of it? I guess I'm having trouble understanding.
It's not something that would be straightened out very quickly.
Yeah.
And I am not privy to any meetings that are scheduled or what have you. I know Commissioner Brinker has asked the Missouri Transportation Committee for consideration and information as to what the status is. And I have not been told what that status is.
So you're closer to it than we are in Washington, and rightfully so, because it's in your, it's over there by the union, and union's the one who has to come up with some of the dough, or the county in both cases. I guess I feel helpless over here. Don't know what to do, honestly. How do we let them know what we think about the importance of getting this thing done?
The Missouri Transportation Committee is aware of this, and MoDOT is studying that. That's about all I know. And I know you say you feel helpless. We are in about the same situation. I mean, we're not privy to anything that you're not.
I'd be curious, Steve, how you see it.
I mean, I know Tim Brinker and our top chief engineer, of course, MoDOT have been sending emails back and forth, and, I mean, Ed Hassinger sent an email to Tim Brinker saying it's up to East-West Gateway where that money goes, if it gets reallocated to the 47 project, or if it just goes to a different project. So
Was that money part of, it had a deadline of when it was needed to be spent?
there was a deadline, and it was this year, and I don't know if the project was gonna make it by the deadline, and I think then Union decided, well, we're not gonna be able to make it, we're just gonna pull out of the project. Then Franklin County followed suit and decided to pull out as well. So MoDOT had no money involved on that project. It was all city of Union and Franklin County.
In the grant.
There was some federal money in it. But Tim Brinker is on the East-West Gateway.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So he would know more than we would.
Yeah. I guess we have to rely on East-West Gateway. That's what you're talking about, to get, who chairs East-West Gateway right now?
Tim Brinker is on the executive board of
Yeah.
East-West Gateway.
Well, there's a number of people on the executive
Yes.
board, I think.
Darren
is on it,
Lamb's
I
on there.
think.
I am on there.
Yes.
There are quite a few people on there.
And they are meeting, do they meet pretty regularly?
We meet once a month,
Okay.
but we have an agenda that we follow. The advisory committee that I'm on really doesn't have day-to-day input on changes like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to brainstorm, how do we approach this, and how do we keep it as an item of importance to the area? We got to keep the Highway 47, what's already been designated, both ends of it.
Well, 47 is still gonna happen.
47 is going to happen.
Right. And
That money is
if
always
they
going
don't,
to be there.
since we're not building Union Expressway, we'll have to factor that in with with our
mean,
study to
just
figure out what
in
we
my,
can do with the money.
yeah, in my mind's eye, I visualize, why can't they just do both ends of it and then fight out the areas of Union and whatever? Maybe that's not the way you have to do it, but at least we'd get the safety issues done on both ends of the highway of 47, and then eventually get the center done. I guess
Well, the Highway 47 money is still in progress.
yeah, it's all, that's what I'm
There's
saying,
no
but we
delay.
don't want
It's just
that.
They won't have to work with the roundabout in the middle of it now, or the intersection changes. So they'll have a blank slate. I think what we would like to have happen is, if it's possible, but this is where we'd have to have East-West Gateway saying that we're gonna give MoDOT more money, that way we could increase the scope or something.
Right.
But until we get the report back, we won't
Yeah,
know.
see, now they don't have
Right.
until that report's back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we just need to be patient and get the report.
Well, and having conversations is great. I think that we'd like to keep the money in the area, so it's spent on Highway 47 and
Yeah.
making that a bigger, better, safer highway for us. I think that's all real important. Hopefully Tim's got that, but if he needs some help from the communities, I'm sure we could get that type of a letter as well.
I mean, regarding the study, all the data has been collected. We tried to get all that done before
Yeah.
schools were finished in the spring. So we've got all the numbers now. The consultant needs to crunch everything together and find out what would be the best solutions. And we will have public meetings to talk about, this is what we've determined, and we've got so much money, this is what we can do with that money. So, I mean, we've always said it's capacity and safety improvements. So it's never been, we're gonna add a extra lane each direction.
I understand that, but it's important that the safety items be
Sure,
prioritized
that's
or
what it
whatever,
is.
and
I mean, safety and capacities are two goals
work
that we're looking
towards
for.
getting it all eventually, but I don't want to stop on our efforts to get 47 safer on either
Nothing
end.
stopped.
And before long, 47 will become even busier with the developments that are going on up on Highway 70, with the packing plant and everything else. There'll be a lot of tractor-trailer traffic going
There's
through.
now, yeah.
I think that's the big thing, is the 487 corridor from 44 to 70, we have to keep saying, hey, this is growing. We've got enough kids and grandchildren now that are gonna be moving back here that need jobs, and there's gonna be traffic on this. And if we're building on each end in Warrenton and St. Clair, down on those highways, getting them through here is gonna be something that is gonna push. So let's not build something that doesn't take care of that future. And if the numbers aren't showing that future, I think that's what we need to be selling, is saying, no, this is gonna be big here.
Yes,
Well,
it
that's
will.
why I think our legislatures can put our words of what we're looking for and keep it active. Don't let people forget what we're trying to do here, and the importance of it, so.
With the elimination of that corridor effort by Union and Franklin County, hopefully the MoDOT will be able to have a more clear pathway now. Of course, that money, it sounds like, is retiring here this year, that six million or whatever. We may have to look at MoDOT and talk to MoDOT about making sure that we have the funds to complete the project in an adequate and
Timely,
future-looking manner, so.
yeah.
I
And Joe, go ahead.
I think it's incumbent upon us in Washington, you guys, that even though there's a lot of uncertainty with 47 and 50, that intersection, that we have to have our act together.
Absolutely.
And so we need to make plans, and no matter what happens there, how long it takes, how much money there is, but we need to make plans. And I will push to make sure that happens.
Commissioner Gildahouse, on your end of the next county over, any idea how much more traffic you're getting now that's crossing that bridge? We see it here coming to Washington.
Well, from the new bridge,
Come on up to the step, Joe, if you don't mind. So, or Jeff, either one, both of you.
I know since the new bridges, it went up, what, 17% tractor trailer Because we just did that study.
I'd have to pull the numbers on it.
No, just a general idea what's
It
happening.
went from 14,000 to 17,000, I know. On
Like-
the tractor trailer, because you did the axle thing for us.
Yeah, and I know a lot of it cuts up TT&T, you know, it doesn't stay on 47 for the most part. It kind of comes through,
Right.
and then, like I said, a lot of them are going to St. Louis, so they cut up through the shortest path. And, you know, Dun South's kind of a tight turning through all that, so I know that's
So, yeah.
kind of been on our unfunded needs list to add shoulders to route TT, to get them to T, because T does have shoulders. Another one is, you know, I know we've had the causeway, and then we also have a flood study just to look at 4794 there through Dun South. So I think that one moved up, because that's kind of our top priority, to get that more flood resistant
Yeah.
through there. And then the causeway's kind of still been sitting at the same spot in the unfunded needs list. But I know you guys are talking about on the south end here, you know, adding lanes, that sort of thing. We just haven't really had those discussions yet on 47 from, you know, the bridge to I-70 yet. I think we've been very focused on a lot of the new I-70 money on improving
Sure.
I-70 corridor, you know, accesses to towns there. So while that money's there and they're doing all that work there, that seems like a lot of our needs are very I-70 centric right now, because that's kind of the big talk, and that's our main path through the county
Oh,
there too.
absolutely.
You
No
know.
question about it. So Joe, you were talking about the numbers, how many, I mean,
I think it was like.
how much increase in
I think
traffic?
originally was like 14,000 vehicles a day, back and forth.
Before,
over
before the bridge was
And the new one
approved?
is 17,000. So it went up by
A day,
3,000.
so
a
you're
day.
talking about 3,000 more units are coming across that bridge?
I think
Today than
10,000 keep on going, 47, there about 7,000 go up TT.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the bridge, coming across the bridge.
Well, either way,
They're
we're gonna
gonna,
have a
where they
funnel.
go from there.
We're gonna have a funnel either way. I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna have 4 lanes and come through Washington, it's gonna go 4 to 2 no matter what.
Yeah.
So that's not gonna change, you know, so we have to be thinking about that, you know, I mean, either way, you're not gonna make the bridge 4 lanes.
No, I understand.
You know.
I'm just saying that the other side of the bridge is getting a lot more traffic on
Oh, yeah,
those roads,
absolutely,
both directions. So
Mm-hmm.
if it's going one way, it's coming back.
yep.
Yeah, I mean, Warren County's growing. I mean, you know, a lot of it's.
A lot of our growth is on 70, without a doubt.
Sure.
I mean, without a doubt,
You know,
I mean,
I see it in Lincoln and Warren County, both, is just St. Charles County's growing into both of those counties, and they're just,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, trying to keep up with that growth has really been a lot of the challenge.
well, half of our county now is from 70 north.
Yeah.
You know, that's half of our county, because now our district goes that far up to Highway 70, and that's where a lot of the growth is. You know, I mean, with several, you know, the beef plant's a big facility coming in, we have another large one to be announced eventually, so.
So the tractor trailers are the ones that you're saying it's tractor trailers, big stuff that's coming across that bridge, and that's what's,
Some,
or some, whatever, more so than before.
But, you know, and everybody thinks there's gonna be thousands of trucks for American Food Group, that is not true. There's only gonna be about 100 trucks a day. And, but, you know, the rumors out there to be 1,000 trucks a
Yeah,
day. That's
nobody really knows those numbers. That's why I'm asking you guys.
Yeah, I mean, they're not all gonna come from here anyway, they come from a variety of areas, you know, and the majority of their trucks come at night.
Yeah.
You know, most of they're all very strategically planned, they're all done by 4 in the morning. They come from 10 at night to 4 in the morning.
On my understanding, they're gonna set up their shifts where you're not hitting everything at the peak hour, because, I mean, Forestel's already to capacity right now with all the truck stops and everything when you got, you know, during the rush hours.
Absolutely.
But those trucks are coming across they're coming from where? Are they coming off of 44, or are they coming off?
A variety of areas, you know, they come up and down 70, they come from Troy, there are some from here. You know, I mean, that study they talked about before, I mean, a lot of the trucks do get off at St. Clair for a reason. I mean, a lot of them don't have to go to St. Louis no more. I mean, St. Louis lost how many businesses in the last 4 years? You know, now they can make that shortcut, they go to Wentzville or Warrenton, or they get to 70, you know, but,
Yeah, and I mean, they're gonna allow, like, producers to drop off, so it's kind of wherever the cattle is. I mean, you can literally get your truck and your 10 head of cattle and take them up to the beef plant for direct sell.
yeah.
Because really, they wanna cut out the sale part if they can. They want, you know, they want to get directly from the field to their plant. So, I mean, you'll have a lot of those kind of, anybody, any beef producer can just, hey, I want to take a load up today.
And there's more trucks today when there's 700 some odd workers there today working. There's more traffic today than there will be when they're open for tractor trailer traffic. There's more today than there will be when they're open.
Yeah. And you guys keep track of how many vehicles and whatever?
absolutely.
Coming across the bridge? Both-
Well,
Well,
just working
generally,
with them.
generally, I'm just saying, you
Mhm.
got accident rates and whatever. I'm sure you guys are on top of it if there's
Mhm.
any increases or whatever. I'm just curious about what's coming over from the south side, from the Washington side, coming into our bridge, because it's a new bridge and it's, up to speed and whatever, capable of taking the heavier loads, widths and whatever, that traffic is coming from Franklin County. I mean, is it coming off of 44? Is it, that's where I'm coming from. Because 47 is gonna become really important as this income traffic coming in is coming to our bridge. That's,
Well, I mean, a
Safety.
big part of it ain't no height, no weight no more either. I
I
mean,
know.
that's a big, no matter who's driving across, there ain't no height, no weight. That makes a big difference, Look at the difference in Herman when they got rid of that one. I mean, their traffic went tremendously higher with no height, no weight. That makes a big difference. You agree with that?
Yeah, I just think overall the traffic in Missouri has risen on our interstate. So you got more people
Oh, yeah.
traveling on I-44, and you got more people traveling on I-70, so it only makes sense that a route that connects those two is probably gonna have more
Well,
traffic.
yeah, well, Warren County has made, since 2022, we grew 4.8%, which is one of the fastest in the state. But a lot of that is along the 70 corridor. I mean, Wright City School District, they went up 200 some odd kids, which is good.
As we talk about our study for capacity and safety improvements from St. Clair to Washington, is there a cooperative or a sister study that follows that stretch from the bridge up through one? I just was wondering
I
if
don't
it was
know.
anywhere on the,
No, we don't have any current, corridor
I don't know.
study or anything going on 47.
okay,
I
yeah.
don't know.
That's what I was thinking, is we get approved to do it, and we're, whatever it comes out of the study, and we widen things up, suddenly we've got a small funnel that goes across that bridge, and that's why I asked. I was just wondering if there was.
And I know we're trying to definitely push to raise that. We did move it up 2 weeks ago, again, moved it up, that unfunded study through DUTSO, because there's 600 some odd students from Washington School District over here.
that's right.
That's quite a few. I think there's 612 or 672, something like that.
Like I said, we haven't done a corridor study on 47 for that stretch that I'm aware of. I don't think we've ever
I
done
don't know.
one.
It seems like that might be something to add to our needs. As we go forward, I'm wondering what they're gonna do at this point here. What, are they gonna say that Washington's growing and that's gonna add to the traffic, or how do they forecast the growth on the study from Washington to St. Clair? Without having some idea of what's happening up north. Seems like that would be, something we should add. I don't know how to do that or how to say it, really.
Just gotta propose it to the group and see where it falls when they rank it,
No.
what we need.
And we can, definitely check into that. It ain't gonna hurt to try for sure.
Well, I think it's good that our legislators hear our concerns about improving Highway 47. We realize it because we live here and we see what's going on. But the state of Missouri may not see it like we do. And MoDOT, of course, we try to keep, good communications with them as to what we think. And we just want it done now. We don't want to wait 10 years when it's the problem.
And there are public comment periods
know
where you
that.
can
We-
put this out there.
Yes.
that You're very concerned about. It's gonna be improved in Franklin County, but then going further north.
Yeah.
Need to look into that.
Well, we work with MoDOT
I know.
a lot, especially lately. I mean, between Paula and Ed, I talk to Ed weekly,
Yeah.
Because that's right on our line between Forestell and what we're gonna be doing on another overpass. We have another one coming in, so we talk pretty normal.
Whenever you're doing these corridor studies, I always think it's important that you get all the towns along that route to really, we got Marthasville, they're at the thing, we got Warrenton,
It's important.
really to me, if we're gonna study 47 in kind of our area, because it covers Lincoln County and Warren County, it would be a combination of Winfield, Troy, Hawk Point, all the cities along their bay, and saying, hey, this is the need for the area. Because I know that's kind of because I know St. Louis District, they're working on a study similar to that on 61 in St. Charles County. And it kind of, they asked us in Lincoln County for help, and it would have been nice if we had the funds to go ahead and continue that corridor study on 61 to get a little further, because traffic doesn't stop at the county line, as we all know. You know, it continues on.
Well, they're also doing 47 from Troy to Hawk Point, aren't they?
Yeah, we're gonna add 8-foot shoulders there.
Yeah.
Widen that out, since that's the only section that we do not have shoulders on.
Yeah.
We're able to use some safety funds on that to finally get that funded. That's been a need for a long time to get that stretch, so I think it's in for 26.
Well, we had the Missouri Transportation last October at our county, and that was a topic. 47 was a topic also. 47 going north and south, and 70. And actually, 70 is just a huge animal going on. And hopefully, we get 3 or 4 bids next week. Hopefully.
Well,
Short teams.
Short list teams, yeah. Their request for qualifications, they put that in, that ends the end of the month. They're gonna grade this first week of July 4th, and then mid-July, we should be announcing, you know, what teams have been shortlisted. So then we're able to do one-on-ones with them for the next 6 months, and we're really targeting the November, December commission meeting for award on that second project to I-70 from Wentzville to Warrenton.
Yeah, and we're going to be meeting the transportation meetings in October. I mean, meeting in St. Charles in July. Is that right? Pretty sure.
July.
I thought they were. I'm pretty sure they are.
I mean, the commission's coming here in October.
Commission's
In
coming
October,
here.
yeah.
Here in
I was
October.
gonna say, it's
Here in
October.
October. They're going to St. Charles in July.
Because
Yeah.
I know St. Louis has one in November, so it'd be really good to get it for that one, but I'm not sure we'll have everything together, you know. We gotta see how the one-on-ones go and how the teams, because we wanna make sure we get plenty of times with each team and get a good quality proposal, their 30% design on, so what we can award, because they did set the budget at $565 million, so that is what that stretch, that'd be the biggest project in MoDOT history. It includes $100 million of just our regular road fund that were projects already planned in our STIP for 3-laning I-64 to Route K from Wentzville there at the intersection of I-64, 61, improving that, the railroad bridge, straightening out that curve there in Wentzville, replacing the railroad bridge. So we already had several STIP jobs that we ended up rolling all into this section because it didn't make sense to have one contractor trying to work on 70 and then 2 or 3 other ones working on the intersection down there, just clogging everything up.
For the meeting that's coming up in October, I mean, as we talked about, the commissioners are gonna be here. I think it would be great if we could get a proposal from you guys, from your side of the river, and do it along with us together jointly, making a joint proposal of what we think is gonna happen in the future. Maybe they don't see it like we do, but there's lots, like you said, lots happening on your end, there's lots happening down here. Just kind of think about it, if you thought you guys might want to make a proposal, or we could make it together jointly, as this is jointly, this is 2 counties, one part of East-West Gateway, one not part of East-West Gateway. Not that that makes any difference to MoDOT, it doesn't, basically.
Yeah, I think that would be a good topic. I really think it should probably come from the RPC, Boone Slick, that way it's representing kind of
Right, that's fine.
all three
all three
counties. It gives it a
counties.
little bit more.
It does,
than
it does,
just
yeah.
one
We can
county
bring
alone.
that up before October. We can do that before.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, we have the annual meeting, right? Yeah, at noon, so.
So,
Any other comments, guys? Thank you for coming and
no,
being
absolutely.
here.
It's busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only other comment I was gonna cover was the route use slide, because I know that's probably close enough. Here, just last month, we had a portion of route use slide down the hill, so we have closed that indefinitely. We've already hired a consultant. They're gonna be out there kind of this second week of July doing borings and survey to try to get that. So have deemed it really urgent, but we know we're probably gonna need some right-of-way, so we couldn't quite make it an emergency because we gotta go through the right-of-way process on this. But we're gonna try to get that opened up as soon as we can, but most likely it'll probably be next year before we really get into construction on it. So just kind of wanted to give you guys an update on that.
Where's that at,
So
Jeff?
it's Route U, comes from 94 into Warrenton there,
Oh, okay.
next to Route M, or old MM there, I guess. But kind of there by like Morton's Quarry
Yeah,
there. It's
yeah,
that
oh,
route
yeah,
that cuts up through
yeah.
there. So, and it slid right at the bottom there, about 2 miles north of 94 there.
So that road's gonna be redirected, or,
So it's gonna be rebuilt, probably in place, with a lot gentler slope, but, really, like I said, it had a slide. We repaired it last fall a little bit with, our maintenance forces, and we were already putting it in the draft step as something, hey, we need to get on this. But unfortunately, it just didn't last until we could go through the traditional 5-year step process. So now we're gonna accelerate it and hopefully get it done in a year.
but it's not gonna close the road, is what you're saying?
It is closed.
It is
It's
gonna-
closed.
it is
yeah,
closed.
now, yeah.
There's no road.
It's
I mean,
closed until it's repaired.
It's
Oh, my.
slid all the way down. I mean, 250 feet of the road's just gone.
And the traffic patterns have found their way to,
Yeah, so yeah, they were
Found it?
detouring traffic down 94 to 47
Okay.
now, which is an extra 25 minutes.
yeah. Well,
But like I said, I just.
What's the name of the creek?
Huh?
Did you say the name of the creek earlier?
It's not at a creek, it's just route. use.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I said, it's on a kind of a hilly section and it just.
So it just
away.
slid down the hill.
Some of those heavy rains, I think, were part of the issue, and steep slopes and whatnot. I'm not, like I said, I'm gonna wait for the cores to come back and see exactly what we have there underneath, so.
wow.
But, I just wanted to let you know that we have hired a consultant and are working on it. And right now we got, and that's one of the only projects I was able to bring into the steps at $3.2 million to repair it. So it's a very sizable slide.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks,
alrighty.
Jeff. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Hearing none. Franklin County Transportation Committee, is that where we're at here?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim,
The Transportation Committee is receiving grant requests for the rest of this week. They're due by Friday at 3 p.m. We have already received a couple of requests, and as soon as we get those on Friday, we will start the review process on Monday. So
good. Are
that's
we,
the update.
is Washington submitting anything?
I believe they have.
We already submitted, yeah.
They-
You've already submitted it, Charles?
For the, bridge from Rabbit Trail to North Crest.
Okay, so that's part of what that group,
Yeah,
for
they're
that money.
one that's already in.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim. 50/50 MoDOT grants. There you go, Charles.
We have the Highway 100 widening project, adding the turn lanes into the new Oldenburg Industrial Park. Cochrane submitted everything for the environmental to MoDOT. MoDOT came back with one comment. Today they're submitting back to SHPO, hopefully getting that all resolved, and then we can get this out to bid. So everything's ready to go other than final environmental clearance on that project.
Is that gonna be concrete all the way?
Concrete for the turn lanes and that? Honestly, I don't.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Whatever they normally put in, I'm just curious. So that'll be done, when do you think it'll be?
So hopefully we get it out to bid here in July, August, and then, finish it up by spring.
Yeah, by spring. Yeah. While you're standing there, what about the pipeline and the activity that we see? Is
The
it
gas
going as
pipeline?
planned? Yeah, is it going as planned, or is it?
Yeah.
That's basically all we can add. That's the answer. I mean, it's going as planned. And I think you had indicated, Darren, that it was like before the end of the year, or?
By the end of July.
End of July, okay.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
gonna
they
have it
plan on
done?
having it in by then.
Wow.
Yeah, so
They left some of the hard parts for the last.
you can see the last little parts of it getting connected, so
Yeah.
it's out there.
Okay, very good. That's just, I know people probably are wondering what's going on and how long is it gonna take, and,
Yeah.
uh,
It was on an aggressive schedule with several contractors working at the same time.
aha.
Aspire
that's it.
hired more than one,
Very good, very good.
starting at different various portions of it, so.
When
Lot
they
to
go
cover.
by High Street, I'm gonna
What's
tell you,
that?
when they go through High Street,
Yeah,
there's some tough rock right there.
Yeah.
I will tell you.
I think they got tough rock in a lot of places.
I mean, that's the toughest.
Yeah, could be.
Anyway,
Mhm.
thanks, Darren. Okay, we pretty much covered Warren County, I think. Washington Special Road District. Do we have any representation? Anything, Darren, on Washington, no, Special Road District? Got it, all right. Old Highway 100? Anything new?
And we have nothing to report.
We have nothing to
And
report.
we're trying to push it into the STIP, and
Yeah,
it hasn't happened yet, but
yeah, once it gets into the STIP, then, of course, it could be 5 years, right? Or what?
it depends.
It depends, or need, or what they think, yeah. Okay. Bridge, the fire department, I don't think is using it anymore, or buses, right?
I mean, they have permission to use it.
Yeah, I understand, I
Yeah.
just, yeah.
It is.
The late,
I just
load
don't know if
limits
they're
haven't
using it.
changed, I guess. Load limits haven't changed, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they're restricted, but I think buses and fire trucks can use it if they,
If they have to,
Right.
obviously, it would as a general rule. Airport. Give us an airport reply, anything? Anybody?
Real quick, you guys on the
Darren-
airport.
Darren's got it.
Darren's got it? Go for it, bud.
It's on my list, I gotta ask.
Don't have anything really to report. We're still working with FAA on use of the omnibus bill funds, how we can go ahead and do that. So other than that, I think it's no update compared to what we told you last month. The same thing. We're trying to use the 3 million however we can go ahead and best utilize it.
Very good.
So it may be expansion or extension of the runway rather than expansion, because the expansion is the most, that's the most expensive portion of it. So,
Very good. We'll continue to have airport on our list.
Oh, absolutely.
And keep us a report.
right.
Whenever you have.
We'll try to go ahead and
changes.
get you a fuel report next month, kind of give you usage of what we're seeing over there, so.
Very good. Hey, while you're there, Team Track,
Team Track, nothing new.
nothing new. East-West Parkway?
The only thing, East-West Parkway, any updates on anything? Oh, we bought, just in case the committee knows, the council authorized us to go ahead and buy another portion of that, which we're going to be doing that, closing on that. That's for the rest of the Stonebridge development as it goes a little bit further east. And so that stops at approximately, what would you say, just south of Stonecrest, right before you get to Jasper and the Radcliffe properties. So we'll have right away up until that point. We could not go ahead, we did not have it in the budget to go ahead and build that portion, but we did secure the right of way this time. So keeps inching along.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
This is are you gonna talk about this? Your, came in the minutes.
I can.
I think it's interesting what's happening. When you look at it, what the plan is for Washington, I mean, this is kind of this is cool. I like this.
Well, it's an updated map. That's the map that we use for future improvements. That comes right out of our comprehensive plan that was adopted a couple months ago. So, yeah, I mean, we're gonna be using that towards any applications that we feel is necessary where we can get federal funding, whether it's through East West Gateway, et cetera, or as we're working with developers, just like I described with Stonebridge. So East West Parkway still incorporated, obviously, into it. There was some discussions because there was a draft that was out there. Well, there's two things that in the closing, or the last couple of meetings that we had regarding the comprehensive plan, there was a group out there along Mueller Lane that was concerned. One, they had I feel was legitimate, and we did make a change. The consultant still showed manufacturing out there south of KK, and that's not the intention of the city. So we had that quickly removed, and everything is just north of KK, and that stayed on there. But there were some concerns still about, from property owners out in that area about the East-West Parkway roadway. We explained to them it's not necessary until development occurs, just like we're seeing now. Kind of gave them the historical context of how we've gotten to this point, that it's taken 40 years to get to this where we're at today, to where we finally went ahead and built a section of it, and it was only because development occurred and it was necessary. So that's basically what we left it with them, and the plan was adopted, kept that portion of that roadway on there to try to make a connection. Obviously, it's a line on a map right now saying we need, for from point A to point B. It is not, and that was the other point we tried to make with those residents out there. There was no confirmed engineering report that said it had to be right at that location. Just said this is an easy way to make from point A to point B if we need it. So,
I think it's a great map
oh,
for,
yeah, absolutely.
for just a plan,
Mhm.
a plan for the future. I mean,
Right.
When you look at it, it gives you a different perspective of Washington. I mean, we get too close to it many times.
Mhm.
Can't see the big picture of what you guys are doing in
Right.
terms of the zoning and everything. This really helps.
Yeah.
Me, just.
It's a continuation of the previous map, and I feel fortunate we were able to get quite a few of the improvements from the last 10-year plan actually approved, and especially as you guys know with the East-West Parkway roadway, starting that actual improvement is made, it's big.
And who would have thought, you know?
Yeah. Just takes a while. We all get a little older,
Just
but
takes
it
40
eventually
years.
happens, yeah.
I was
So-
still in grade school when it happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for this, for including it in the packet, so. Public transportation, anything new? Anybody? Any other business?
The only other business, I will tell you that there will be, I'll ask Gina to go ahead and email everybody. I believe it's July the 11th is the public comment on the tip improvement plans for East-West Park, or for East-West Gateway. And that meeting will be in Pacific. Usually, I think it starts at like 4 to 6, maybe, something like that, I
What's the
think
date on that
usually.
again?
Huh?
What's the date on that again?
July 11th. I will confirm that and like I said, we'll email you the date and time.
Yeah.
But we do have several applications on there that we were, at least the city, and one of them includes CMAQ application that we made towards East Fifth Street and Highway 100 for those improvements up there at that intersection, so.
Well, I went to one of those here a while back, and I was the only person there.
Yeah, so,
I was there.
Huh? You were there.
I was
You were
there.
there, that's right. He was there. And I think it's important that people show up and
Yep.
speak to, you know, I'll be happy to go.
we're gonna, like I said, our staff will go ahead and be there to answer any questions and
Fantastic.
provide
That's-
support,
that's
so.
good.
And if anybody needs, we can even arrange for a few people to go ahead and ride along if they.
Yeah, it's all boilerplate stuff, pretty much. It's already decided and whatever, but still, just being there to review it is important.
Well, we got several
Show an
projects on
interest.
there, so we intend on being
You
there.
maintain everything. Okay, very good. Just keep me informed. Let me-
We will, we'll send you an email as soon as I
Sure.
find out exactly.
Anything else? Hearing none. Yes, hey, go ahead. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Just real briefly, working backwards up the agenda here. First of all, the airport, just to let you know, I have verbal agreement with both Representative Brad Banderman and Representative Mike McGurl to work together in trying to get additional funding and move our airport forward here. That airport can be a huge economic boost to entire Franklin County, and we are going to be working together to get those things moving forward. Also, on the Highway 47 projects and proposals, just a observation and a suggestion. When you're putting those proposals together and looking at transportation and traffic and safety, also, again, my suggestion is to include economic development in that. What happens then up there in the building is that gets more eyes to the area. That's more support for those types of projects. People talk, you know, people are on different committees and things like that. So if we can kind of link those two things in there, I believe, you know, we can maybe garner a little bit more support on that. And then last thing was Amtrak. You know, it's doing great, doing things. I talking to the Boy Scouts yesterday, and they're actually taking Amtrak from Washington to the Philmont High Adventure down in New Mexico coming up. Yeah, so that's how they're that's how they're getting their transportation from here to their High Adventure is on Amtrak from Washington. And I just think that that's fabulous and just a nice little
nice little boost to the Amtrak project. So just had a couple of comments there. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions of me, of course, obviously, anytime. So.
Very good. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you
Kyle.
for your comments. Aaron, do you have anything to add to the conversation? If you,
Great to be here. As Craig mentioned, it's like trying to drink out of a fire hose and taking it all in and appreciating every moment of it.
well, we're gonna need your help, you know. Economic development is, you know, it's been great in the past, and it looks like it's gonna continue. And we're hoping it's gonna continue. So anyway, welcome aboard, and thank you. Okay, we ready to adjourn? Any comments, questions, anything else left?
Real quick, that
Yes.
meeting in Pacific's from 4:30 to 6:30. Check my email.
Thanks.
Got it.
You got the address?
Right there at City Hall, isn't it? What they call City Hall?
No, I don't know if it's at City Hall or not.
Scenic Regional Library,
There you go.
Oh,
11 Lamar Parkway.
11 Lamar?
That's what that says, right?
11 Lamar.
Okay. Now, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Have a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Thank you all.
Henry and I, this is a call from Salvage.
Let me use that towel.
Oh, that's all right.
Very helpful.
When I hear the name Lamar Parkway, Bud Lamar, I work for once a year.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Right, I'll let you know.